Haunted dolls on Etsy. Okay, so let's have a look in the search bar. So I assume everything that comes up today will be from the United Kingdom. So I originally got this idea from a YouTube channel called Loey Lane. I haven't seen anybody else do this personally, so I'll credit Loey for that. So we can see from the top scrollings, these dolls are going for thousands. Some of them are going for like £30-50. So I'm just going to kind of have a look and see which one I'm kind of drawn to. Now, we are not going to be buying any dolls in this video, but what's cool about them is that a lot of the times in the description they'll have a story. So this one looks cool. Bettina vintage doll, £40, only one left. Oh no, whatever will we do? So we're going to have a check in the description. We can also see here, it is supposedly a positive spirit. From what I've seen before, there's like a category of these dolls, positive and negative. Now obviously, I wouldn't be recommending anybody to grab a negative doll, especially when it says it in the description. So, okay, so the description says, Bettina came to me after her previous owner had felt an uneasy energy in her presence. Her eyes seemed to follow you around the room. Her previous owner reported things going missing, especially items of clothing. After coming into my possession, I have found Bettina to be a playful and mischievous character, but once caused no malice. Her previous earthly form died from a short illness where she was a child. Although she cannot remember her age, there was no celebrations on her birthdays. She is looking for a home when she can feel a youthful energy to match her own. She's 49 centimeters, 19 inches tall. She has a porcelain head, lower legs and hands. She is blonde with blue eyes that close when she lies down. Ooh. She wears a cream dress with a flowery pinafore and striped... Okay. I don't even want to read that bit. Bettina has been fully cleansed and blessed by me. She is a vessel for a spirit, but not dangerous, but would be suited for adult ownership. Disclaimers. SD states that I must say all items in my shop are for entertainment purposes only and have no metaphysical outcome. So yeah, that is something as well that Etsy sellers have to disclaim, that it's just for entertainment purposes, even if they do claim it's haunted or not. So these are some close-up pictures of Bettina from what we can see. I do get some vibes from this doll. Why is she backwards like that? I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah, I'm not claiming any of these dolls are truly haunted. They're just really interesting and have some backstories to them. So let's go ahead and look at another doll. Now, just for the entertainment purposes, I've put in the search bar haunted doll negative. So let's actually have a look at some negative spirits, because they usually have some more interesting stories behind them. Very, very ironically, I'm seeing a Robert the Doll haunted doll. I'm doing an autobiography of Robert the Doll at the moment, so that video will actually be out before this. I'm in the middle of editing that video now. I'm kind of curious to see, because I know there's replicas of the doll on the website, so I assume this is one of the replica. Yeah, here it's a replica. Okay, so we have found another haunted doll. This time we're going to look at a negative, or so they claim is a negative doll. So let's scroll all the way down to the description, because that is what we're interested in. So a group with a passion for urban exploration discovered an old abandoned sanitarium in the woods. I feel like I've heard of this YouTube channel. They decided to visit and see what was left behind of it. In one of the wards of the abandoned hospital, they found a terrifying doll. It was very old and looks like it had been left there for years. The friends took the doll home, but started noticing strange things. The doll seemed to move on its own, and the friends heard spooky noises in the house. Then the friends started having terrifying nightmares. In these nightmares, they were pursued by an evil presence that resembled the doll. They started looking for information about the doll and discovered that the sanitarium had been the scene of inhumane practices on mentally ill patients. The doll had been used in occult rituals to free patient spirits. So that is just absolutely insane. And because it was just left in an abandoned building, you really don't know what people have been doing with the doll. So that is definitely a creepy one. Okay, I got the vibes from this doll straight away. And what the hell is that behind the doll? Let's have a little scroll through some of the pictures. Oh my. No, I don't like looking at this doll one bit. It's terrifying. Yeah. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Okay, so this is a vintage doll from the 1920s. So let's have a read of the description so that we can learn a little bit more about the doll. So 1920s, made in England, composition doll. She sits approximately 14 inches in height and is a total of approximately 19 inches in length. She is stamped, made in England, 50 on the back of her body, and has another marker's stamp on the back of her head that is too faint to read. She has a small crack on the base of her head at the back and other age-related fades. Her lipstick has also chipped away around her lips. Her eyes are sleepy. However, they are stiff, again with age. She is tightly held together. She sits well unaided and her head and limbs alter nicely. I've had in my home for a couple of months. She is a composition doll from around the 1920s to 30s, so roughly 100 years old. She gives off a strange energy. Yeah, I picked that up straight away. My head is foggy, and since having her, we've had nothing but illnesses and ridiculous little things going wrong, like stumbling and constantly hurting myself. Nothing too serious, opening cupboards and hitting my head, tripping over things such as a broom that was leant against the wall and now across the floor, for example. Little hiccups, but it's happening too often. I've shown her to other energy readers who said she is malevolent. Either way, she's going up for sale. Maybe someone somewhere else can use her for black magic or work with her some way. That is gory to say online. She comes in her original clothes that arrived in. They consist of velvet green dress and bonnet, both fastened by ribbon. Underneath she wears a satin pale pink skirt. Again, underwear of dolls. She also has green velvet slippers. This is not a toy. Also guys, let me know which camera you think works better for this series, the square or the circular one. I don't know. We're just kind of switching it up for experimental reasons. Now we're going to look at a more kind of higher priced doll. So on the top page, of course, the search filters automatically kind of like the higher cost. So we've got Veronica here, £419. You could get a PlayStation or you could get Veronica. So I'm going to let you guys decide that for yourself. Okay, so Haunted Doll Veronica, protection from evil people and manipulative people, and money luck. So this doll kind of seems to be more of like a charm from the description. So these are some pictures from Veronica. I don't really get any sinister vibes looking at the picture. So what do you guys like feel from these? Let me know in the comments. And buckle up for this one because it looks like there's quite a lengthy description. So Veronica is a beautiful but deadly vixen who made her living in the 60s as a bank robber. She would use her good looks to get money from bank tellers and her deadly skills with guns to get it out of the bank. On her last robbery, she let the compliments and eyes of a good-looking bank teller catch her off guard. She walked out of the bank and was shot dead by a police officer. When her body was picked up and removed from the crime scene, the money was gone and never found. She lived a life of lies, manipulating and conning everyone in her life, using them for financial gain. She went after men with money and pretended to love them. She was a master manipulator, breaking hearts left and right, draining men dry, and all she had to do was use her seductive voice and whisper sweet things in their ear. She loved herself more than anyone and believed she was the most beautiful woman to walk the planet. She needed constant praise and attention. She thought she was above everyone and the rules didn't apply to her. She was always right, even when she wasn't, and no one dare tell her she was wrong. She believes love is a fake word and claimed to have sold her soul to the devil. She believed herself to be a true goddess and thought that she couldn't die. She had an army of loyal people in her life who she brainwashed into doing anything for her. She's not the type of spirit I keep in my home, but she's ended up here by accident and at a time I needed her. In my opinion, it's okay to go dark sometimes, and Veronica will help you in those times. She was 44 when she passed. Veronica is perfect for anyone who is having trouble with their finances. She comes with a chest filled with coins and other trinkets. The coins and trinkets have been spelled with money luck, and so long as the coins are never spent and the other items are never removed from the box, her keeper will come into financial blessings. Watch. You never spend it or take her things because this will upset Veronica. She loves the money and the spell will be null and void if you take it away from her. Veronica herself brings the energy with her to attract money unless she's mad at you, so keep her happy. Veronica is known to love jewellery and compliments of her beauty. The more compliments she's given and the more jewellery added to her chest, the better she will improve her keeper's financial wellness. Again, this isn't the type of spirit I usually list, but one we all need. Well, the good people need her. Her speciality is also to help you avoid manipulative people or get away from them to extract revenge. Who better than to help than a manipulator herself? She will help you use your words to get what you want from people and to be able to control their actions in your favor. She can do this for you, but I advise to only use her skills on dire circumstances and when the person deserves it or to protect yourself. She's not a weapon to be used on an innocent victim. Too many people already fall prey to those types of people. That brings me to another point. If you are warm-hearted, gullible, and only see good in people, you've likely been the victim to somebody who acts like Veronica. Have Veronica help you stop getting stomped and trampled on, and turn the tables around. If you've been told you're too nice, forgive too easily, or can't say no, let Veronica give you a backbone and toughen you up. If people have become friends with you to financially benefit or use you for your resources, or maybe they pretended to be your friend when simply they were manipulating you for their own benefit or plotting against you, trust me, you need her. She will not let anybody fall victim to someone like her and will protect her keeper at all costs, and if someone has done something to you, she's gonna wreak havoc. Yes, she's protective, and yes, she will only be loyal to you. Her personality is flirty and she will stroke your ego telling you nice things. She will attract money to you, mainly because she wants you to buy her things, but at the same time she wants good things for her keeper. If you're a man, be prepared to be smitten by the sweet talking beauty and be prepared to give her your attention. To anybody who adopts her, be prepared for your life to change for the better. She sounds cold, and she is to your enemies, and they'll be sorry. But she won't be cold to her keeper and is actually quite pleasant to have around. She's very active and will communicate via divination tools. She also uses cat balls. If you feel she is for you, you may resonate with her biography, feel intrigued or curious about her, or simply think of her even often after you leave the listing. Don't ignore the signs. If she's calling to you, she's going to be so helpful to one lucky person. So again, we have Etsy requires I state this for entertainment purposes only and you are purchasing a tangible doll. And that brings me to one last point that I wanted to make, and this is something that Loie Lane said as well. It said that if you feel attracted to these dolls in any kind of way, it is a sign that the doll is communicating to you through the screen that you should buy it. Apparently the doll will tell you just by you looking at it if they like you or if they don't, and that is obviously, it's a very spiritual thing to say, so if people don't look at it like that, I completely understand. I've actually scrolled through Etsy one time in the past and some negative spirits were kind of intriguing, and that was really scary for me personally. Why am I attracted to negative dolls? I have no idea. But yeah, I won't be buying any dolls, and I can't promise that I will be in the future. That's not something that I want to kind of mess with, but this is a series I'm quite happy to follow up with in the future. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a look on Etsy yourself and see what you can find. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.